Welcome back to the lunch table, food for thought. I'm Nico Blitz. Make sure you hit that subscribe button at the bottom right-hand corner, Apple Podcast, SoundCloud, YouTube, and the iHeartRadio app. My next guest, I think I met him probably twice before this interview, but then when I actually listened to his music, I was like, oh, wait, this is the same cat that I met with Sueco the Child, multiple times already, man. He has a 2018 album called You Can't Kill Me, a new record out right now called Scarlet, hailing from Inglewood, California. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
All the information is correct. JERHELL, what's poppin', bro?
Pleasure to be here, man.
Yeah, man. Bro, for the times that I've met you, you not once mentioned that you also did music.
Yeah, because, I don't know, because I was here for somebody else's occasion.
Yeah.
Because I'm Sueco's creative director.
Oh.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Or I was his creative director. I kind of switched roles based
Okay.
on whatever I'm good at the time. But, because we all in-house and shit. But nonetheless, I was like, well, I'm not here for my music shit, so I don't really need to talk about it.
Well, that's why I fuck with you, because normally I'll get people come in and be like, hey, I also do this, I also do that. It's like, okay, but we're also here for the person who is here.
They
we're
try
not here
too hard
for
to
you.
plug themselves.
Yeah. And I think I remember listening to one of your songs earlier today. I can't remember the name, but you were talking about how, you noticed that a lot of people in LA just try to be on, some LA shit.
Oh, yeah, that's Skyfall.
Definitely. Yeah.
Yeah, I was after, because we don't go out a lot. So when we do go out, we try to go on, Melrose and shit and little events or whatnot. Niggas are sewing their own ass.
Yeah.
They're sewing their own fucking ass. So it's like, I was heated that night. So
I think it's kind of like a strange complex because you're actually from here and you notice that.
Yeah, it's because I'm from Inglewood, though.
Yeah.
Inglewood.
LA.
In the ghetto.
Yeah.
I didn't leave Inglewood. Ain't nobody had a car. I wasn't trying to go meet up with niggas from other places. That's weird. Why would I need to do that?
Yeah.
And then, eventually I started to, travel around a bit. Niggas got cars.
Yeah.
And, we figured out that Melrose is, the whole fashion popular district. And it's, it seemed really entertaining to be at. So we tried going out there because we started getting more into fashion and shit.
Mm-hmm.
And then by that time, we were just damn, other people kind of suck.
Yeah. Well, me being from the Bay Area, when I first moved out here, I went to downtown Los Angeles.
Mm-hmm.
And, I noticed it was very, it's not the best place to be in. And then I noticed that, there's so many different sections of LA. Melrose, for instance, is that's where all the hype beasts stay, for example, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I never actually made it down to Inglewood, or even OC. That's where all the more wealthy people are. And I'm just damn, LA is just so broken up into several different pieces.
Yeah, it's completely different places depending on what block you're on.
Yeah. So what was it like for you growing up in Inglewood?
It was definitely the ghetto. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
It was definitely the ghetto. Although, as opposed to me living in that, I'm very well-spoken and well-mannered because niggas weren't stupid, per se. We were just broke.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know. It kind of seemed like everybody was well-thinking, essentially, in school. Everybody was kind of cool. It's not, the craziest thing.
Yeah.
Or maybe that's just to me because there were gangbangers and shit, and niggas were dying every day. But it was cool.
Motherfuckers were dying, but it's cool.
Yeah,
just everyday life shit.
I don't know. It's everybody got it. It was a very small, well-knitted community.
Yeah.
Except it's in the ghetto.
How did you keep yourself did you stay away from all the street shit?
Not trying to necessarily, but it's nothing I was really interested in. I was skateboarding the whole time.
Yeah.
And that's not a thing for most people in that city,
Mm-hmm.
or it wasn't a thing. Now it's opened up a ton.
It's huge,
more.
yeah.
Yeah, but originally it was more if you skate you probably on that rocker shit, he's probably one of those kids, which I was.
Yeah.
Obviously, so they were just oh, for sure, hey, we gonna put the skateboards down, put the red flags up, niggas was still ratchet, but they know nah, he focusing on shit, it was that type of positive gangsters around.
Well, I noticed talking to a lot of people who were either doing street shit and ended up pursuing music, I noticed that they would tell me that a lot of their big homies would be well, if you're going to focus on that shit, we're going to make sure you focus on that shit.
Yeah.
And then, for the people who were, I guess, a little bit more not knowing what they wanted to do in life,
yeah,
I guess they would end up doing the street shit.
That's exactly what happens. I said that in one of my songs, fucking Hood Nigga Poetry. Mm-hmm. I literally say that. Had I seen less options, I'd do the same damn thing.
Damn, that's crazy.
But I seen some more options for me, and one of my ways was skateboarding. That was my outlet.
How'd you get into skateboarding?
Pretty much just stealing. Like, I was around the worst fucking influences, I swear to God, but pretty much just another little nigga from the block. We went around the corner, seen some skateboards in the yard. There's two of us. Boo. All right, then. Took them. Painted them brown. I was like 12.
So the first skateboard you ever rode, you fucking stole?
Yes.
Hey, man, fair enough.
I mean, I'm not proud of the shit, but yes, that's what happened.
But I mean, like, I guess it led towards something that, like, wasn't necessarily the street shit anymore.
And bitches was just sitting there anyways.
What else were you into when you were, like, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16?
Anime.
Ooh.
Heavily.
You know, I could kind of see that because I was scrolling, then I actually saw that you made this Kingdom Hearts record, too.
Yeah.
And Kingdom Hearts just has
there's
like
always
a
an
whole,
association.
There's crazy. I mean, like they were able to bridge like the Disney world and also like Final Fantasy too.
Yeah. It was a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
I listen to the soundtrack like every day.
Really?
Every day.
I could see that because the way you sampled the record wasn't like how people normally do. Normally people sample the Utada Hikaru record.
Yeah.
But you actually just sampled like the actual like the background music.
I've got to say, it's crazy that you knew her name like that.
Bro, because I'm a huge Kingdom Hearts fan. I was playing this shit when I
sick.
was like 13 years old.
All right, this is common ground that we found today.
Hey, man, look, I was surprised when you had it. I was like, yo.
Yeah, man, my heart was hurting. Like, literally, here's how the song was made. It was me getting off of work. I was at Pizza Hut working for like 3 years, right? So like you just been dumping wings from Wing Street all day, and you just like I was broken. My ex was on some shit. Like she had me fucked up. So pretty much, I was like, man, I have a feeling in my chest. I texted Sueco on the low in the bathroom. I was like, hey man, can I come over and make some music after? Like I drove straight to Pasadena, and like I can literally kind of hear like some sad melody in my head. And I was like, because Kingdom Hearts was a relatively old game.
Yeah.
So I was like, damn, where is this feeling coming from? And I was like, it kind of reminds me of that one melody from Kingdom Hearts. Mm-hmm. And then like I'm like just singing. It sounds crazy if you think about it, because I'm alone in a car. It was a hoopty, so the radio wasn't working. And so I'm just like murmuring like a melody to a song that doesn't exist beyond in my head, for what I know, before I recognized those Kingdom Hearts. So yeah, I got there and I was like, Sueco, nah.
Put your sauce on it.
Then you do stuff like this, and then he's like, "Yeah, dude, I got this." Does his Sueco shit, and now it beats program, and it's sad, and it gets me in the mood.
There you're like, this is the sad song that I was singing in my head for the past like 20, 30 minutes.
That's why we work so well together.
Yeah.
That's literally why we work so well together.
Well, Sueco did produce. He produced what, your entire album, You Can't Kill Me, or like most of it?
Yeah, pretty much. Damn near all of it. It was only like 2 songs that he didn't directly produce.
Yeah.
But one of them he co-produced on.
Yeah.
And that was it.
Who's the other co-producer? You?
Yeah.
Okay.
That was because he taught me how to make beats.
Oh, wow.
So it was at that time.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, it was kind of crazy, like, listening to your album, because I think when people normally think of Sueco the Child, they think of Fast and how hard that fucking beat is. I remember they were playing that record over at KMEL over in the Bay Area, and DJ Amen was telling us, like, yo, like, people were going bananas over this fucking song.
That's sick.
So to hear his production on your album and see how I guess, how crazy his sonics could go in terms of like his production.
Exactly.
It's
He's
like,
very
it's
versatile
nuts.
as a producer
very
as well.
Versatile. I guess you kind of have like an ace up your sleeve in that point, like, because I noticed that some producers kind of just go with like one way and one way only.
Well, I would say that we both kind of had an ace in our sleeve, because the reason he progressed the way that he did was with the involvement of all of us. All of us added some type of flavor to it. Because he could have been on one sound, he could have been in one area, but he was greater than that. He knew it, and we helped him bring it out of him. So we all brought the best out of each other, essentially.
So you being at one point, the creative director for Sueco. Content director. Did you direct the ideas of him sampling like random shit just to make beats?
Yes, and I filmed and edited it.
So this is the guy.
Yes.
This is the fucking guy.
I'm the backbone. And I say, if I'm not in the video, don't tag me, so people don't really need to know.
You made all the fucking viral videos.
Yes.
That's crazy.
At least like 80%. Like a lot of them. Like randomly Sueco ran in and it was like, I want to make a beat with a condom. And I was like, why? He's like, because this chick said my head looks like a condom. And then I was like, okay. He's like, can we do that? I was like, yeah. Give me a second.
Fuck it.
Like, can we do that now? Okay, I wasn't watching TV, nigga, I guess.
Yeah.
And
I think the one that got me was when I think you guys sampled like asses.
That wasn't my idea.
That wasn't yours?
That's the least proud one. That's the one I disliked the most. Like,
damn.
because like the ass wasn't. It wasn't enough. It wasn't enough ass going on in the streets. Like, and it was like banging against the door. I was like, I didn't. It pushed down a box. Like, ooh, it's like throw your ass against anything, lady.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
It's like, I guess all you could really get out of that was like a drum kit or like a percussion.
Yeah, because it's just ass bashing against things.
If you guys had like a fart noise,
that would have been amazing.
Come
Am
on,
I
bro.
right? Like a fart?
A fart?
That would've been
imagine
great.
getting a fart and then just like getting like some deep bass.
Or
out
like,
of
no,
that
fuck
shit?
that. What if it's like a like, you know what?
The silent but deadly.
Exactly.
Oh, shit.
Produced into a beat.
Yeah.
Could have ended up on some Usher shit. Nobody would know that was a female's fart.
Bro, and just imagine, like, every time somebody heard the song, they would have been like, yo, just... You know what I mean? Because you know when you actually sample something in real life, you kind of get, like, the essence of what it actually is.
Yeah. And they're going to be like, this that loud. Like, it's that stank.
So... Seeing as how you're in Inglewood and Sueco's from Pasadena, how do you guys meet? Because those sections are really far off from each other.
A college party at CSUN with the involvement of this dancing fellow to your left.
Nice.
To my left.
Okay. Red shirt?
Yes, sir.
I feel you. So then, what brought you to that CSUN party?
My friend Lamont.
Okay.
Pretty much, he's the one who bridged us all together for the most part. But, like, I knew him through skateboarding growing up, and long story short... he wanted to rap. He got me to start rapping, and we ended up at a CSUN party because he wanted to meet with a producer named Sueco G.
Oh, okay. And then it seemed like afterwards that relationship kind of just meshed well together, I'm assuming. I mean, obviously.
Like, it was, I wasn't really close to him or anything particular. So what I did was went to the party. He was cool. Awesome. And then I seen him, like, another few times, and he's just like a close friend, but mostly worked with Lamont because I wasn't really rapping at that time.
Mm-hmm.
Then eventually I started making my own music, and I knew one really good producer who was down with me. It was my homie. Hit him up, and he heard my shit, and then he was like, yo, this is amazing. We have to, like, work on some shit together. Because, as you said before, I don't really go into places talking about myself. Like, this is a friend through Lamont. Mm-hmm. I'm here along for the ride, you feel me? Like, this isn't my business per se, so I'm not plugging myself or doing any of that shit. So when he finally did hear my shit, many months later after I've already known him for some time, he was like, I believe in this and I like this. And we start working together.
Well, yeah, that's why when I first heard your shit, I was like, yo, like, I can't even categorize you as a rapper at this point because you can rap and you can sing.
Thank you.
You know what I mean? Like, I think, like, when you listen to JERHELL's music, he's really just, like, you're really, like, an artist for what an artist is.
That's what I was trying to, like, tie into myself for a long time. And I'm glad that it's being recognized as that because a lot of the songs I put out, like, depending on when I put them out and how many people hear it, they try to pigeonhole me in a sense.
Yeah.
So, like, if I yell on one song, they're like, this guy's a screamer. I'm like, he probably didn't hear the other.
Didn't hear the rest of the album.
The other songs that I've been putting out.
Because, let's see, I kind of want to go through, like, the track list. So, like, I want to say it was like Save Myself or something like that. That's when like some guitar riffs were hitting, and I was like, okay, well, now I'm kind of like in this rock mode where he's in. But then if you get deeper to like, I think Take Your Time and I'm Alive, it's a little bit more softer with like some pianos, and I'm just like, you know, I guess what I'm trying to say is the same way Sueco's versatility is when it comes to the production, your versatility when it comes to being an artist on this production is just as like variant, is just as like versatile.
Exactly. It mostly literally comes from us working together. Like when he produced Save Myself, it's not like he was just doing some shit. I said he didn't even understand. I co-produced the fuck out of it. He didn't understand the high majority of what was going on. Like, and then he was like, "What the fuck do you mean?" I was like, "Play that one thing that you played." And he was like, "How is this?" Because you know how it goes into like this groovy dance shit.
Yeah.
Nobody knew it was going there. Even I didn't.
It was low key kind of like its own sicko mode.
Yeah, in a sense, right?
In a sense, yeah.
It was like a depressed sicko mode.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what it was. But, like, that's what I mean. Like, when we just bounce ideas off of each other, it works well. Like, it works really well. But for the most part, he was lost during that process. Or sometimes I'd be sitting there watching him make some shit, and I'd just be like, I don't know what he's doing or what he's going to do. He's like, wait, hold up. This is either going to sound really good or really fucking ass. And then most of the time it's really good.
So then for your album, considering you were working with him primarily, like, did you have a plan going in, or did you kind of just, like, create one song and then feel out what the rest of the album was going to be like?
It depends. Let me think of the first song that was made for that project.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if it was made chronologically per se either, but...
Oh, yeah, I don't think anybody makes their album in, like, chronological order, and, like, piece number 1, then number 2, then number 3.
So what it was the conglomerate of songs that all had relation to each other.
Yeah.
And it was a storyline. That's the only way that I could have connected it. So I was making songs separately, but it was all kind of around the same subject, but not really intentional. Like, for example, my track Buff, I wouldn't say that was, like, anything for a purpose. I was just pissed off, right? But then there's a lot of times where I was pissed off in that little time frame that I was in. So by technicality, it all coincides with the same story, because I was telling the story about me not fucking dying, literally that entire time frame. So that's why it starts off like depressing, alone, save myself, because I was living alone, I was depressed, I only had me for some time, and then it gets, because my sadness turns into anger fast as fuck. So literally, it goes from that sad, somber mood to me being pissed off, like how it would usually be. And then I got all cryish, and then I found resolve in my mind, and then I became happy.
Yeah. Well, that's why when I'm listening to the album, you kind of go through, I guess, the very different forms that we can, like, really go through in our head. For example, like, you know, me being in, like, a depressed state, sometimes I think about, like, you know, like, I feel like I need to fucking kill myself right now. I feel like nobody's out here trying to, like, help me out with my shit. And then you kind of find, like, I guess the only way, I think I heard it on, like, Dear JERHELL, is when you kind of finally, like, did, like, that switch over.
That was a switch, yes.
You know what I mean? And you were saying to yourself, like, you know, kind of like, stop feeling sorry for yourself. Stop feeling like you're a victim. You have the power to switch the way you actually feel.
You truly understand my music.
Bro, I'm saying, bro.
I appreciate you.
I'm not one of these motherfuckers who just want to interview you. Actually listen to the shit beforehand.
Thank you.
Yeah, bro.
I'm glad, man.
You know, I guess I want to ask you, like, especially since it starts off with near-death experience, like, what were you experiencing at that time when you were, you know, going through this album?
This is the deeper shit that I have to talk about every now and again.
Oh, yeah.
I'm still not the most comfortable with telling my story because, you know, niggas judge you. Yeah. But, you know, that's fine. So I'll tell you pretty much what happened. Lived in the same apartment for my whole life prior to me moving to this big house that I live in now. And it was on 102 Doty, if anybody from Inglewood is watching by chance. But, yeah, pretty much there came a time where we were getting evicted. And I disappeared to Japan for some time, and then I was on a skate tour, but that's a whole different part of my life. But anyways, yeah, as soon as I get back, everything's more fucked up than it was before I left. And my mom looks like she's dying. My brother looks like he's dying. Like, they're all dry and empty. And the house it has the worst rat infection. And there's not even roaches anymore. Like, it's just rats, and it's feces everywhere.
That's crazy.
All the, like, utilities that everyday people, like, use, like pans and pots, like, there's probably, like, a scarce, rusted pot that's, like, left over that you can possibly get, or, like, this pan that, like, fucking spins when you try to, like, make shit. And I only made, like, primarily, like, 3 meals, realistically, because I didn't know how to cook that much. But it was just a really fucked up, broken situation where I just assumed I didn't assume, but I thought I was going to die.
Yeah. And
then my mom left first. She was the first to go live with my grandmother. And my brother, he just stayed, and he doesn't really talk much, or I'm not close to my family whatsoever. So, like, he was just playing 2K and smoking weed. And I was just like, fuck, I got to figure something out. Like, I was going through the most, as you can tell from listening to all the emotion in it. And, yeah, it went some time without food and water. But I was working at Pizza Hut, so, like, they would hook me up. No, I'm dead ass. Like, and I gained, like, 20 pounds, like, or 15 pounds, because all I could eat was fucking Pizza Hut. And, like, I don't know. Like, even my cooking materials, like, they all had rat shit in them. There's dead rat bodies fucking everywhere. Like, fuck the detail. You get the point. I was in a bad situation. And then Sueco helped me out of that situation. He offered for me to live at his house. And I couldn't get there for, like, another month because checks were, like, every 2 weeks. Then you got to pay for certain shit, and then you got to try to pay for food and shit. And then no gas money to get from Inglewood to Pasadena, which is, like, realistically a 40-minute drive.
It was pretty far.
It was pretty far. And if you go to Sueco's, it's $3 a night for parking. You cannot park on the streets of Pasadena without $3 a night, or else you get a ticket. And if you get that, you're fucked. And I could not afford to be fucked. That's why no girls were coming over. But
Oh shit! But you know,
yeah, that was pretty much the situation until I got over there, until I got to Sueco's.
Damn, man. So I'm assuming you haven't like spoken to any of your family members since then, huh?
I have, because I've found myself in a better position, and I try to help as much as I can, because my brother and my mom are now both living with my grandma. That's like an 8-people home, and like, is shit ain't sweet. Yeah. Like, shit is not sweet out here. So that's just what it is.
We know I commend. I think for one, Sueco recognizing you being like a really amazing artist in your own realm, but also being a friend. You know what I mean? I think that was like the most important thing. Like, you know, like fuck the artistry shit. I think he really just saw like, you know, like I need to help my friend out because of like the situation he's in. So, you know,
that's just the kind of person
he is.
That's fucking
crazy, bro.
So shouts out to Sueco, which I'll always, he knows how I feel about the fucking situation. I would not be alive without his help. And the other people who helped me in that situation, like, shout out Chantel. I don't talk about you, but
shout out Chantel. I don't know
she bought me groceries.
Chantel,
she bought me groceries at this one point in time where I literally didn't even have water. Like, I did not have water. I was going to skate to a park like 15 minutes away from my house to get water, but my body was so emaciated that, like, I didn't, like, not emaciated because I was eating Pizza Hut. Pizza Hut was feeding me good. But, like, I was weak. I was weak. Like, to get up was, like, a pain. I posted on Instagram some sad shit. Like, I don't like sharing shit about it either. Like, but I said, like, I don't think I'm going to make it out of this. Like, and I don't know, whatever happens to the people that love me, I appreciate you guys for loving me and all this good shit. And then she replies immediately and goes, like, uses her WIC card for her kids to get me food and water and shit. So that also saved me. So that's an honorable mention from the pit of my heart.
Man, shout out to Chantel.
Yeah, shout out to
Chantel. Shout out to Chantel, man. I think a lot of people complain about the usage of social media, right? But that right there is kind of just like a flare. You recognize, like, yo, like, I'm in a very bad situation. Yeah. And then, you know, fortunately enough, you see somebody had reached out and said, like, hey, like,
because that's literally to, like, shit on your own pride, like, to let people know, like, from what, I'm not sure what they think of me beyond the screen. Like, they could think that I'm some YouTube star. They could think that I'm a rich rapper, but, like, they really don't realize how hard it can be when you're just getting your shit together. So,
yeah.
And to talk about it, that's shameful. Like, you don't want to be like, hey, I'm like, at the time I was like 21, 22, like, I'm 22, and I have a job, but, like, I work at a fucking Pizza Hut and I'm dying, but hey, you guys are my music fans, right? Mm-hmm. Like, I don't want to let them know that I'm, like,
you're still human at the end of the day.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, but it's that little type of shit that can fuck a person's mental up. And I've realized that far past it a long time ago, because when I got into that situation and I reached out for help and seen that people actually fucking care about who I am and what I'm going through, that's what really opened my eyes and said, I can be verbal about what I want to say.
Yeah.
Henceforth, the production of the project. Because, like, that's what my music's all about, being vulnerable and letting niggas know who I am and hoping that they like me.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's why listening to the project, I couldn't help but think, like, this guy is probably one of the most open and honest artists that I've listened to in a while. And I think you have, like, a very niche audience, or the audience just hasn't, like, gravitated toward you yet. Because I think if somebody just heard, like, any of these records as a single, they would probably just be like, what the fuck is going on right now?
That's the reaction I get.
Yeah.
That is the reaction I get.
So, like, It must be, how is it for you? Because, like, you have to hop in the booth and then you kind of have to recollect, like, those feelings that you've once felt. Because I'm assuming when you're recording this project, you're no longer, you know, you're obviously at, like, Sueco's place. You're no longer in, like, your situation back in, like, Inglewood. But did you have to, like, think about and draw back from those dark experiences that you were having before?
Not exactly, because between me moving out, because think about the process of moving out. It's a lot of inconsistency. Mm-hmm. And I had a hoopty. Like, there's not a lot of boxes that are just going to fit in there, and it's dirty, and things are piled, and you're still trying to get your life together, and everything's fucked up. So it's like, dude, I can only carry this much, and this isn't even the essentials to brush your teeth in the morning. Like, so there's a bunch of shit that you have to go back for, and you still have the attachment to the home that you lived in for like 20 years of your life. So it's like, I can just sleep on this couch. Like tonight, I don't have to drive back to Sueco's. I'm tired. Like, this is where I'm comfortable. You can find comfortabilities in fucking anything. So like, so that little attachment, so that means I'm here in the nether. Like, I'm either at Sueco's or I'm at home. So if I'm in home and like I've been to Sueco's and I have a beat or something, or if I vice versa go from my house to his house, like that's all the fuel I need. And by the time I'm like living there, like that took time to adjust to. Like I'm moving in with a family, like his dad, his dad's girlfriend, dogs and shit. Like, and I got my boxes piled in the room, feeling ashamed of myself. It wasn't hard to tie back into it. It was not hard.
Man.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate you sharing this story.
Of course,
and with that being said, we're going to take a quick commercial break.
Commercial break.
So we're going to take a hard left turn. And then I got to ask you, bro, like, what's your favorite anime?
My favorite anime is either Clannad, Angel Beats, or Anohana.
Damn, you came fucking ready. He was like, he was like, I know he's going to ask me this question.
No, because niggas never ask about it.
Really?
I get very excited.
Where we're not going to connect is I haven't watched any of those anime.
I have a lot of recommendations if you're...
Do you have a Crunchyroll account?
I do. I don't use it as much, but I do.
You just got to slip me the account, bro. I could slip you a Hulu account.
No, see, I use the free version is what I'm saying. Like, nobody paying for Crunchyroll out here.
Yeah.
I'm cheap. Like, no.
Shit, right now, I think I just finished Attack on Titan Season 3. Good one. Yes. I'm currently watching One Punch Man Season 2.
Damn.
Because I was fucking up because all I had was Netflix.
Yeah, exactly.
And then I got like the little Spotify Hulu combination thing, and I was like, wait, every single anime I want to watch.
That's a thing?
Dude, so you can... I'm not going to plug them right now. Anyways,
okay,
it definitely is a thing, but then once I looked on Hulu and I was like, yo, they got One Punch Man here, they got Dragon Ball GT, they got fucking everything. I was like, yo.
Dude, I haven't even finished the One Punch Man Season 2, as long as it's been out.
Really?
I haven't even finished it yet.
See, I'm the type of person where, like, I just want to watch subs and not the dubs.
Exactly. Well,
but I'm just...
I will give some leeway because I'm not a dub person, and you can't ever mark me as a dub person. It's not happening. But be that as it may, the older ones such as like Inuyasha, Fullmetal Alchemist, like Dragon Ball Z, like I'm not about to watch Kamehameha! Like I don't want to hear that.
Exactly.
No, there's no fucking way I'm doing that. So in the respective areas, dubs, but new dubs, they're garbage.
Yeah, new dubs. I'm kind of like,
they're monopolizing. Niggas are using the same actors. That's why I want to be a voice actor, actually.
I could definitely hear that in you.
So it isn't there.
You have like one of the craziest voices I've ever seriously.
What
What type of like voice acting would you want to get into? Would you want to get into like strictly Japanese anime, or would you want to get into like something like a Rick and Morty?
Actually, I want to get into something like a Rick and Morty, Steven Universe, Adventure Time. Mostly because like I have emotional connections with like Steven Universe and Adventure Time type shit. And my voice has always been very animated, I guess you would say. So I'm like, dude, I really think I would fit into that. And I also want to do the Japanese animes as well because I fucking love anime.
Yeah.
But I also speak Japanese to a degree, so if I can perfect that.
Really? Oh, yeah, because you spent some time in Japan.
Yeah.
How long were you in Japan for?
1 month.
Damn, bro. And you were doing like a skateboard tour over there?
Yeah.
Okay.
With Erased.
So what was it like for you being in Japan for like a month, bro? Because I'll tell you, like my girl's mom went to Japan one time and she was like, you can't stare people in the eye because they don't like confrontation. And at restaurants, you have to have a handkerchief because they don't give out napkins.
I'm not sure about that part.
No, that's some real shit.
I've had plenty of napkins in my time. Like, I'm sure that they give you napkins. That'd be some dirty shit if they didn't. But let's see. I stare at people in the eye, but then again, from the hood. So like, I'm not about to walk. That's
hey,
not my personality.
How are you?
So I'll just like, and most times they're nice. Like I don't know, they didn't seem to have a problem with it. So, but yeah, what else?
Did you enjoy it though?
I fucking loved it. It was a beautiful place. It was my second time being there though. I was there for a week before with my ex-girlfriend because she was Japanese as hell. So.
Well,
Like, what do you mean?
Like, well, what does Japanese as hell contain?
It contains literally their cultural things. Like, I couldn't break laws with her. Like, if I park in the wrong spot, like ever so slightly, like that is not proper. Like, except she would say it with a very strong accent. But like along the lines of like, there's a lot of shit that you just can't do. That like, say if I littered around her one time. Like, literally not even the craziest shit either. Not like I'm like, garbage, bitch. Like, but more like a napkin flew away while I was skating. I was like, I'm not about to chase that shit.
Like, it came off of me.
She was like, yeah, like, what else am I supposed to do? But, like, it was like a big thing. Like, she was like, oh, like you just threw trash. Then I was like, so what, nigga? Everybody throw trash. Like,
have you seen Inglewood?
Like, cry me a river. Like, and, like, and then she was like, yeah. And then, like, 2 days later, it was, like, still on her mind. Like, she almost broke up with me for it.
Jesus Christ.
I was like, are you fucking serious? Like, it's, like, because, like, in Japan, that is, like, not okay, like, to do shit like that.
I think it really just comes down to, like, the cultural upbringings.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And, you know, completely. To be fair, like, it is a napkin, but also to be fair on, like, her side, it's kind of like, bro, like, what are you doing?
Exactly.
We didn't grow up that way.
That's completely her culture. Yeah. Which I didn't get until I went to Japan. So, like, I understood a little bit about it, but, like, I was like, why the fuck is she acting so strict, like, with certain things? Like, it kind of pisses me off. Like, because I'm not, like, a ne'er-do-well. I'm just American. We're very bold and straightforward, where she's very, like, content with words and feelings and, like, not trying to, like, have any arguments and shit.
No confrontation.
There's no confrontation. Yeah. So it's like, okay, like, I don't know how you want to deal with this. And, like, if I'm like, whatever, then, I'm like, whatever.
Like, what do you mean? She wanted you to solve it.
Like, I don't know. It was a lot of culture clashing.
What was like the coolest thing you did while you were in Japan?
Good question. Everything was cool to me. So, damn, I don't know.
See, because I've always wanted to go to the Pokemon Center, bro.
A Pokemon Center,
bro?
Like, they have one?
They have one.
Why?
What do you mean, why?
It is one of the don't exist. What do you mean?
It is one of the biggest animes in the fucking world. So there's just like this center of just all Pokemon.
What does it consist of? Like, just like toys?
I think it consists of just like hella toys. I've seen like a Mewtwo statue. I've seen some Pikachu statues.
So it's like a museum of Pokemon.
In a sense. I mean, I haven't been there, so I don't know.
Oh, I feel you.
I want to go.
Yeah, it sounds nice. There's some beautiful shit there.
Yeah.
There's a lot of beautiful things to see.
Okay, what was the most beautiful thing that you have seen in Japan?
Oh, man. There's so much beautiful shit. Like,
I mean, everything.
Everything was beautiful. Like, from the view of hotels in fucking Shinjuku or fucking Shibuya or some shit. Or, like, from rainstorms in Nagoya. Like, yeah, like, it was dope. Or, like, from just, like, the little bridge area in Nakano Shimbashi. Like, that was near the guest house I was staying in. Like, it was just beautiful. Like, you can see the town, like, clearly. Everything was just gorgeous.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. It's just, everything's, like, it looks like how it looks in anime. Like, that's how it looks. I look at America, and it's just, like, not America. Like, I look at, like, the hood, and I'm just like, oh, shit. There's a broken TV next to that one guy who sleeps here every Tuesday. And you know it's his schedule, because there's another bum that sleeps here every Wednesday. And, like,
sitting on the same damn chairs.
Yeah, like, oh, there goes Eddie. What's up, Eddie? What up, Dre? You gotta hold $1. I don't have $1. You know that, man. Like,
yeah.
Like, that's what I see when I go outside. Like, over here, like, I'm going for peaceful strolls. I'm walking and, like, waving at people and shit and smiling.
It sounds like you having the experience being in Japan kind of opened up your world to, like, the endless possibilities. Like, it's not just, you know what I mean? Like, it's not just Inglewood. It's not just Pasadena. It's not just L.A. Like, there's a whole ass world where you can actually go out and venture onto.
Exactly. Because I mentioned I wasn't well-traveled. Like, I didn't go to Melrose until, like, this year. Like, this year, after I went to Japan. I don't, like, travel around the area if I don't really have a reason to. So that thing, me going over there, really amazing insight. Opened my eyes. It was amazing. Like, I learned a lot. I learned a lot about cultural differences and the way that people can live and think. And it was a truly beautiful thing, and I think everybody should travel if they can. If it's possible, take that fucking trip.
Well, maybe we can get some Japanese-inspired music from JERHELL coming in the future.
I have rapped half a verse in Japanese before.
For real?
Yeah,
wait, is that one out?
Yeah.
Which one?
It's called Insane. It's featuring me.
Oh, bro.
Swank and Sueco.
I gotta listen to this one right afterwards, man. So Scarlet's out right now. That released earlier in September. Is that attached to a project, a Lucy?
Just completely like. I don't like saying the word throwaway because like
it's a Lucy. I say Lucy.
Yeah, it's like disrespectful to the producer in a sense because it's a good song.
Yeah,
but
if it wasn't good, why'd you put it out?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like it just. I don't really feel that way as much anymore. So like I haven't felt that way since I like made the song. So it's like then when I go back and listen to it, I'm like, damn, this guy's really pissed off. Like it's high energy, but like lately I've been inside sipping tea and meditating or something. Like I don't really feel angry. so like I was like, if the world wants it, that's why I asked my Instagram. I was like, would you guys want this to release? Like if you want more music, just you can have it.
Fuck it, yeah.
Yeah, give it to the people. It's for the people anyway. So.
Yeah. So then, do you have like an EP or an album coming out, or are you kind of just like? With the wind?
I'm just creating right now.
Okay.
Literally just in the creative process. But if I do make an album, that's going to be called The Dog Days Are Over. Because this notebook that I keep. And pretty much I've been writing that shit since I said I wasn't going to be broke again. And the title of it was The Dog Days Are Over.
Nice.
And they're over now. Like, how does it feel to write from the past to the future so easily? From, I don't know how the fuck I'm going to get out of this to, wow, now looking back and I'm not starving and I have my own room. This is crazy. Like, that's what it's going to be about.
That's crazy. And it's crazy that you do that because I literally do the exact same thing with this notebook.
Exactly.
But now it's really just to take notes for all these interviews and whatnot.
Yeah. So I'd be throwing some random shit in mine, too, like some Photoshop, like learning stuff. I've just been trying to learn things, too.
Yeah.
So I just like, this is how you do this, nigga. Remember.
Well, I'm happy you're not writing motherfuckers like full names in there and then they just die on TV.
There we go. Man gets it.
I know what it is, man.
Yeah,
Connected on a couple things, man. JERHELL, so happy to have you on the lunch table, man. Where can everybody find you?
You could find me on Instagram at JERHELLWare, JERELLWARE, or you can just type in JERHELL with the H in it. It's not JERHELL, if anybody's wondering. That's silent, all right?
Is there a reason why you put the H, though?
To separate my skate career and content and all that other shit from my music. So you don't have to, like, weed through this shit. Like, because I've been on film for years, you dig? So it's like, make sure niggas know. But then it's like, JERHELL! And I'm like, fuck!
JERHELL! JERHELL!
Like I'm some fucking edgy dude or something.
Yeah,
like,
right. The H is silent, man.
JERHELL for anything else, whether it be music, YouTube, all the good stuff.
Yeah.
Even Instagram, you can find me.
There you go. And this is the lunch table, food for thought. I'm Nico Blitz. This is JERHELL, and we are out, everybody. Yee!
Yeet.